me just say it's good to have you all here in Yonkers. It's certainly good to see my good friend, former Assemblyman Marcus Crespo, who's now working with the Montefiore Medical Center. It's good to have him here. Of course, Commissioner of our Police Department, John Mueller. We have Lorraine Horgan, St. Joseph's Medical Center. Alfonso Alvarez, my good friend, and also many people that are with him that are part of the Mexican Chamber of Commerce. That includes Roberto Espiritos, who is also a member of the Yonkers Industrial Development Agency. So it's good to see Roberto here. Commissioner Mueller, Lorraine, Montefiore Medical Center, the Chamber of Commerce. You know, YPD has been working in Chamber of Commerce to collect medical supplies that they can donate to the area hospitals of Puebla in Mexico, an area that has been hit very, very hard with the pandemic. The hospital is called General D. Acatlan. Did I get that right? Acatlan, okay. And so the medical supplies include 10 beds, bedside tables, 6 pallets of PPEs, much of the supplies that are needed. Supplies that were needed here for a long time, but thank God we have been able to catch up. These medical supplies will prove to be a vital resource for the people of Puebla. I have attended, along with the Mexican Chamber of Commerce, twice I've gone to Puebla, a beautiful, beautiful state, beautiful city, beautiful countryside, and unfortunately, Puebla has over 72,000 confirmed cases and over 9,000 deaths. The community at large is in need of these vital supplies, and serving the main local area hospitals, it's important that we give the professionals their better equipment so that they can service those who are suffering from COVID-19. So I want to say thank you to Montefiore. I want to say thank you to St. Joseph's Medical Center for being a valued partner with us in this endeavor. I certainly want to introduce some of the people that have helped put this together, and I'm going to start with our Police Commissioner, Commissioner John Mueller.
Thank you, Mayor. So this was really a community outreach project. There's a lot of great community outreach that goes on each and every day in the city of Yonkers through the mayor, the Yonkers Police Department, and so many of our not-for-profit and our community-based friends. This is really the state of grace of community outreach, because you brought together the hospitals, you brought together the Mexican Chamber of Commerce, and you brought together the Yonkers Police Department, the city of Yonkers. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the Department of Public Works that also provided trucks to go pick this stuff up. So it really what makes things like this go. Alfonso asked and said, look, we have a real problem in Puebla as far as having limited supplies. There were people on the floor, laying on the floor in that clinic. And then I reached out to a friend and colleague, Joe D'Amico from Montefiore. He got in touch with all his principals. They did a fantastic job, took the lead immediately, 10 beds. That St. John's contributed. St. Joe's has 5 examination tables on the way. And I just think that it's the right way to do things, where you bring everybody together, you take each and every different group's individual skill sets, and you use them to do something good like this. And now the next step is the Mexican Chamber of Commerce has people that can take this stuff in a 18-wheeler and drive it to Mexico, first to Texas and then to Mexico. So it's everybody contributing something for a really good cause. So I just want to thank the mayor, as always, for giving us this opportunity, and the Mexican Chamber, which is a real robust and vibrant member of our community. And I'm sure this won't be the last effort. Thank you.
Just make a suggestion with him, and he and his team will take the ball and they will run with it. We have Lorraine Horgan, who's with St. Joseph's Medical Center. I'd like to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor. Lorraine Horgan from St. Joseph's Medical Center, and I want to thank the mayor, the commissioner, and the Chamber for this opportunity. At St. Joseph's, our slogan is "Here for You," and it's not just the local community, it's beyond that. We take pride in meeting the needs of the local community and beyond, and we're really proud to be part of this today and proud to be part of helping the people of Puebla. Thank you.
Montefiore is certainly very, very important, vitally important for us, and we have representing that organization, good friend of mine, Assemblyman Marcus Crespo.
Thank you, Mayor Spano, to Police Commissioner Mueller, and all of the community partners that are here. It's really a pleasure to be here on behalf of Montefiore Medicine. I am Marcus Crespo. I'm the Senior Vice President of Community Affairs, and it's really an honor to be here to celebrate this support for community, to recognize the tremendous partnership that we are so proud of, that we have as a system with the City of Yonkers, with the Police Department, with community partners. You know, this effort reminds us of the importance of community, the value of partnerships, and the work that has to happen in order for us to pull through. COVID has impacted all of us, personally and professionally, but our ability to come together as a community to do for others, to support their needs, is truly what it's all about and what will get us through. I wanted to point out that for Montefiore Health System, this is particularly an important moment to support the Yonkers community and the police department. Throughout the pandemic, the officers and the police department stood with us, worked with us front and center to save lives day in and day out. And that was an incredible partnership. And so when they called and said, can we do something to support this great hospital in the community of Puebla, Mexico? Of course we said yes. And so we know firsthand what it takes to respond to the needs. We know the essential services. We know the supplies that are needed by our providers in order to serve our communities. And so we're really proud to be able to partner with you to stay presente and to support this great effort. Brevemente en español, el Hospital Montefiore tiene una buena relación, siempre la ha tenido con la comunidad de Yonkers, con el Departamento de la Policía, los oficiales que estuvieron con nosotros día a día respondiendo a la pandemia. Y cuando nos pidieron ayuda para este esfuerzo, ayudando a la comunidad de Puebla, México, para Montefiore, la respuesta fue fácil y es sí. Nosotros sabemos la necesidad de recursos en nuestras comunidades y es de gran orgullo poder unirnos a la comunidad de Yonkers, al alcalde Spano, y poder decir presente ayudando a esta importante comunidad. Thank you.
Also, I'd like to ask to come up to say a few words representing the Mexican Chamber of Commerce. You know, when people say Puebla, if you walk the streets of Yonkers, and you'll see that we have a very thriving Mexican community here in our city. And if you ask 9 out of 10 of the Mexicans that you'll come in contact with, you'll find out that they are from Puebla. So much of the community that we have here in Yonkers is from that part of Mexico. So I wanted to ask Alfonso Alvarez to come up, who's representing the Mexican Chamber of Commerce. Alfonso. Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, first of all, I want to thank God to put me here in order to help my community. But I want to thank very, very much to the commissioner. He did a lot of work for doing this, and the mayor. I really appreciate. You know how many families you want to help in my city. I really appreciate. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Commissioner. Le doy gracias a Dios por ponerme en este espacio para poder ayudar a mi comunidad. Le agradezco mucho a la ciudad de Yonkers y al comisionado de policía John Mueller y el alcalde de la ciudad de Yonkers. También se lo agradezco mucho por ser parte de este proyecto que se ha venido realizando para nuestra comunidad. Muchas gracias.
Thank you. Are there any questions for anyone? Okay. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
If anyone's interested for B-roll, there's equipment here, and there's also additional beds down the hallway.
Akim.
I'll get you right out. Herman, thank you, sir. Thank you, brother.
And then if you're interested for All right, guys, we're gonna get the stills first.
Excellent. One more time.
Keep looking. All right, now for the video. Here we go. Look right here. Look right here. Look right here. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Demo. Please.
Hey, Ben.
Whatever you guys need.
And today, what was the
Alfonso, working directly with some members of our police department, including the commissioner. There was an approach. Alfonso felt that there was an issue that we could be helpful with, and the commissioner did all the work. I'd like to take more credit for it, but except to just say that I pretty much just supported the effort, and I'm very, very proud of the work they did, because it will provide a lot of PPEs and additional medical equipment for the people of Puebla. Like I said, Puebla is home for many Yonkers residents, and so this has a direct impact on the people of Yonkers in terms of their where they've come from. I'm staying stateside for a while.
yes, yes.
Want to do a one-on-one? Yeah. I spoke to Mike. You want to do a one-on-one? Sure, absolutely. I spoke to Mike about that, and I think Mike's right there. I guess we'll arrange to pick up.
Commissioner, I'm happy that and I
We just have such a great relationship with our Mexican Chamber of Commerce and our Mexican community, and when I spoke to Alfonso about it, they were really hurting. I mean, the people sleeping on floors there from the pandemic, and I think I was speaking earlier to one of the professionals, and even here, with all the resources we have and all the way the hospitals are so well equipped, we were still overwhelmed. You can imagine when you don't have the resources, as was the case in this clinic in Puebla, Mexico, how hard it can be. Just an example of like drawing people in who all can help. So on the one hand, you have all the hospital colleagues and our partners to supplying the equipment. You have Department of Public Works. Commissioner Meyer was fantastic in giving us DPW worker in a truck to get the stuff where it had to here. Mexican Chamber identifying a truck driver, a trucking company who can bring it there. So it's just bringing everything together. So it's our way of saying thank you. And the mayor is always supportive of these types of things, where he's always, encouraging this kind of stuff. It's public-private partnership.
now with actions vote counts. Uno de ustedes quiere hablar.
Robert? Yeah, we have to get, we have to do more, we have more stuff coming. So St. Joseph's, they have, this came in 2 days ago.
These
Small towns, part of Mexico, they're really poor. I gotta say, they're really poor. And we feel in need of helping them out with something. We feel them up in something, and this is a good cause. I mean, you know how the COVID has hit Mexico really, really hard, and especially those parts of Mexico, the smaller parts of Mexico. Well, it seems that now it looks like it's stabilizing because they already getting the vaccine in some parts of Mexico. Believe it or not, those little parts of Mexico, they are getting the vaccine, and because of that, it's kind of like leveling up, yeah.
Lorraine.
Roberto, when you guys have time, I want to try to bring over the...
You thought I was going to let you go? Lorraine Horgan. Lorraine works for the hospital, St. Joseph's Hospital, correct?
Yes.
Words. Okay. Mexico, and I'm glad in donating and helping. These
Sure. We're proud to be of help. As you know, we pride ourselves on reaching out and helping the community. And we heard of this need in Puebla. We had to do whatever we could to get them the medical supplies that they need. We're fortunate to be in America where the supplies are readily available. Not so much in Puebla. So when we heard of this need, we had to do all we could to lend our community members the support they need to get through this devastating pandemic. So we had examination tables. When we heard people were lying on floors, our hearts went out to them. So we're sending down examination tables to be of help to them to get through this pandemic. And whatever else we can do to be of help to our brothers and sisters in Puebla, we will gladly do.
So
Thank you, Rue.
All right.